Right. All right. So we start in time now, and we have a very interesting topic to discuss tonight. So you're all very much welcome. This is Eretmis Cyber Chat. We do this every Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. We try to keep it an hour and a half thereabout, mostly 2 hours, and it's simply because it's a very uh, great platform for you to learn and also to grow and network as security professionals. So every Friday we are here to share in the knowledge. And if you are new, you can always join us every Friday night. And you are going to learn a lot in the cybersecurity space. Now tonight, our discussion topic. So for this week, there was, or for I think for this month, there's been a jump in cybersecurity job openings in the United States. And, we're going to discuss about it. Mostly I hear people say, well, I mean, if there are all these jobs out there, I can't find them. Or why am I struggling landing a cybersecurity role, right? So the jobs are there, and that is a fact. Getting the job or applying and all that, that comes with some science to it, right? So if you don't know what you're doing, you can be motivated and thinking you are going to Florida, but you're heading towards maybe Texas, right? But you are very motivated. You're never going to get to Florida, right? So unless you are using the right path, you will be going the wrong way, but you can be very motivated going the wrong way, right? So the jobs are there. Now we are going to discuss where and how to find some of these jobs, how to cut out some of the middlemen, and we are going to do all those discussions. But as we always do, we will start with some facts in the cybersecurity landscape, and then we'll build ourselves all the way to the end. So it's going to be a very interesting discussion. Stay to the end, and you're going to learn a lot for your toolbox. Now, if you're totally new, you want to begin a career in the cybersecurity space, this is for you. If you're already in the space, this is also going to educate you on some of the options you have in climbing up the career path, the hierarchy in the cybersecurity space, right? So we are going to be doing this discussion tonight. This is brought to you by Eretmis Academy, a cybersecurity institute based out of New York, and I'm going to be only pilot tonight, and everybody else is going to be my co-pilot because we are going to open it up for questions and answers and discussions. You are going to be invited to join as well. I'm Dr. Emmanuel Edu. If it is your first time of meeting me, the CEO of Eretmis Inc. I'm also a PCI QSA. Eretmis Inc. is a PCI QSA company, right? We specialize in conducting PCI DSS audits, and we also do other cybersecurity projects as well. I'm also the founder of Eretmis Academy, where we teach cybersecurity professionals. We are creating an army of cybersecurity professionals. I used to be a captain in the United States Army, and then I was a former professor at University of Maryland Global Campus, and then also CTC. I'm also a member of the Forbes Technology Council, and I've been in the IT space almost 25 years now. About yes, I think. Yes, almost. I think right. We are in 2025. Yes, about 25 years now, right, and counting. Right, Eretmis is an authorized CompTIA partner, and what this means is that we have 20% discount that we give to our audience, our students. So if you are looking to sit for any CompTIA certification, you reach out to us. We give you 20% discount. Through our portal with CompTIA, we're able to purchase the vouchers for 20% less, right? And for CEUs, CPE, CEUs, if you are looking to renew your certifications from CompTIA, ISACA, ISE Square, regardless, you can do that by resitting for the exam, or you can use what we call continuing educational points. And for you to gain that, simply what these certification bodies are looking for is this. They want to see that you've been continuously learning in the cybersecurity space. So if you're attending webinars like this one, you are taking courses, all those you can put them together and use them to count towards the number of points they are looking for your CEUs or your CPEs, regardless of how they call it. And you'll be able to use that to renew. There are a couple of folks on here who've used that to renew their certifications, right? So kindly put in the chat hashtag Team Live, and you'll be able to use that to renew. Now we have a WhatsApp group where everything that we do, cybersecurity, especially for cyber chat, is posted on there. So if you don't want to ever miss cyber chat, if you join this group, you'll always be in the loop. The link is going to be posted, so you'll be able to have access to it. And then our YouTube channel, we are transmitting everything live on YouTube, so you'll be able to have access to everything that we are doing via YouTube if you're not able to join us by Zoom. And we encourage you to also log into also subscribe to our YouTube channel to help it grow, and then also share it to family members, friends who are interested in learning in cybersecurity space. And tonight we will look at some cyber news briefly, and then we will jump into our topic for discussion. There's a lot that we are going to be discussing. And then also CyberSeek, they've done a makeover of their website. So we are going to be going there to also learn a little bit more our discussion. So for cyber news, our first news item, AI is in the news again. And now AI in cybersecurity. NIST in the United States, NIST has taken the forefront in helping coming up with some frameworks and some guidance on how we are going to use AI in our organizations in terms of the governance part of AI, right? So NIST released an updated guideline on AI model security and adversarial attacks, and this the new addition is emphasizing robust threat modeling in AI development, right? So this is more on the development side, and then also guidance. This guidance recommends integrating AI threat detection into incident response plan as well. So if you go to this website, they have, I think now they are the only ones who have risk management, risk assessment framework for AI. They have their AI RMF, right? So the AI RMF helps in overview assessing the risks when it comes to how we use AI within our organizations. And it goes beyond that. And they have other frameworks to help guide, and that is what they are doing. They are coming up with a more updated version. So if you go to this website, you can get more updates on this one. Right. Now we move into the next item is zero trust. Right. Now, zero trust has been a buzzword for a little bit. Anybody knows exactly what zero trust is about and what we mean by zero trust?
Can I answer?
Yes, kindly go ahead.
Zero trust essentially means, if I remember correctly, it's essentially like a security policy where you basically do not trust anyone without proper verification before you authorize them to do anything. Correct?
Close. Anybody else?
Yeah, can I go?
Yes, kindly give it a shot.
Yeah, zero trust has to do with the limitation of trust or not trusting people, processes, and technology, either assessing internally or externally, and limiting verification of identity at any stage of the IT business process.
Okay. Charles, please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. I'll say zero trust is one of the principles of cybersecurity is the principle of least privilege. So I think is to everybody must we must check to get access to the system. We must they must check you to see if you're authorized to get to the system that zero trust means.
Kwaku, please go ahead.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, go ahead. I can hear you.
Yes. Okay. My understanding of zero trust is simply, to put it in layman's terms, you always have to verify for any access to systems or data or something. You always have to verify, no matter what. That's my layman understanding of that. Always verify.
All right. I think there are some
Yeah,
hands up here.
this is Salim. Basically,
Salim, please go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it means looking at the principles of zero trust, we have to take into consideration the user, the device itself, among any other application. That means never trust. I mean, it has to do with authentication and authorization, before ever anything can be trusted.
Okay. Okay. Also, we're getting closer and closer. Mike, please go ahead, and then Augustine. And okay, we have Abraham also in the mix. Mike, go ahead. We'll have all of you give your take before we move on.
All right, thank you, Dr. Du. So it comes from a place where previously we would say that every resource within our network, for instance, users and applications, we would think that they have the right to access resources, but it is now being considered that whether you are aware that the resources and users are within your network or not, they need to be verified to have access to any resource in your organization. So that's how I understand that.
Okay, thank you. Augustine, please go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I was struggling to unmute myself. Am I audible?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so the zero trust security. I think it's a security framework based on the principle that says never trust and always verify. In other words, it assumes that threats could be external or internal. In that case, no one, like no user or device inside or outside the network should be automatically trusted.
Okay, yes. Abraham, please go ahead if you also have something to add. And then Josephat, you
Yes,
can
sir.
go.
Thank you for the opportunity. Traditionally, in a network infrastructure, before then, when an individual is in the system, like in the IT infrastructure, the person like uh, was not being checked when the person makes an attempt to access a company resources. By the concept of zero trust, it means that whether you are in the network perimeter or you are outside the perimeter, you should be trusted. You should be assessed before being given the opportunity to access the company resources. So that's the concept of zero trust. You don't just
Okay,
trust anyone. You have to verify.
okay, okay. Uh, Josephat, please go ahead. You muted if you're trying to speak. But Martin, please go ahead if you can unmute.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity. As the word just said, zero trust, for my own understanding, is trusting nobody, whether nobody, when I say nobody, it's like devices, application, or software, whether it's already inside your network or still outside, you need to verify it.
Okay. Uh, yes, so I appreciate everybody's input. I'm not sure if Josephat wanted to still go, but so let's break it down grandpa style, right? So if we use your house or your apartment for this example, if you have to, your house or your apartment was our whole entire setup for our organization in terms of it was maybe let's say our network and everything that comes with it, right? Our whole infrastructure is your house or your apartment. Now, in your apartment or your house, when you let somebody in, they will normally you entertain them in your living room, right? Now you have, let's say you have three other rooms. Those are your bedrooms and your kitchen and stuff. Each of them will have a door of some sort. Now previously, the practice was that if I allow you into my house or I allow you into my apartment, uh, I trust you, right? So I trust you to be respectful. I trust you to do everything that that shows that you are worthy of my trust. So, i.e., if you are sitting in the living room, you're just going to stay in the living room. You're not going to try to go to my bedroom or try to go to other rooms to go do anything, right? The only place maybe probably you want to go will be the restroom, right? So previously, in previous practice, what we used to do, the concept was that if once we allow somebody in, somebody knocks on your door, you pick, you look, oh, it's John. John is my friend. You let John in, or John is your cousin. You let John in. John sits in your living room. You are watching TV and talking. Now you can go to your bedroom, or you can go take a shower and leave John by himself in the living room, right? Then nothing will happen. That is the assumption. John wouldn't do anything crazy. Now, as time went on, come to find out, when John comes to visit you and he leaves, you realize maybe your gold chain in your bedroom is gone, right? Frank will also come and visit you. You realize, although they didn't come to your bedroom, you didn't take them to your bedroom, but your bedroom door wasn't locked. All the doors in your apartment were not locked, right? So they could easily have access to it. And through that, they kind of breach your trust. So they will go in there, take your stuff without you knowing. Your wallet goes missing, and now it's back and forth. So we soon realized in the industry that, okay, so it's not everybody that you bring into your apartment or your house that will, that wouldn't cause issues or cause problems for you, right? So now it's not like we don't trust John anymore. But when we bring John into our house and he's in the living room, we'll make sure all our bedrooms are locked. So if John wants to go to our bedroom, he has to come and ask for the key. Now, at that point, we might probably be able to ask him, why do you need the key to my bedroom? What are you going to do in my bedroom? So if John has a tangible reason and we think, it's laudable, makes sense, okay, then we give John the key, right? So even though John is in our house, John is in our apartment, he can only stay in the bedroom that we allowed him access to. We will lock all other doors. That is zero trust, right? Previously, we are not practicing zero trust. All our bedrooms and everything else was unlocked. So when we step out to go get something, go to the laundry room, or we went to take a shower, somebody in our living room could sneak into our rooms and grab anything they want, come back and sit there like they never did anything, right? But here with zero trust, when we are practicing, in our everyday life, when somebody comes into your house, whether you know them or not, you lock all your other rooms because that is not the access you want to give them, right? So if you have to step out, whatever you have to go out to do, or even if you're in the restroom, if they try to go to the bedroom, it's locked. Anywhere they try to go to, they don't have access. So hopefully that makes sense. Now, on our network, in our environment is the same. When we allow somebody in, we only allow them and give them a certain level of privilege, so they can only do so much. Previously, when we allowed them on our network, we considered them to be good, so they had access to everything. But now it's not like that, right? So when we bring you in, you are limited to what you can have access to. If you need more access for something, we have to explicitly give you that access, right? So that is simply the concept of zero trust, right? And that was because there's been some disgruntled employees who will exfiltrate data from our network. They were, we give them access to our network. They were employees, but they'll turn out to do other, malicious activities. So that is the need. So you can be in the same company, or be in finance. Even within finance, not everybody has access to everything, right? Within other departments, not everybody will have access to everything, right? So zero trust, now it is gaining more traction in the federal agencies space, right? A report shows that 70% of federal agencies are now implementing zero trust. And do you know of the zero trust architecture framework? What NIST publication is that? And by the way, so far as I know, NIST is the only organization that has a framework or a standard when it comes to zero trust. I stand to be corrected. Maybe somewhere in other parts of the world, somebody has something. I'm not sure of that for now, right? But anybody knows what the zero trust architecture for the framework or the publication is when it comes to this? We've done a cyber chat on this, I think 2 years ago. Yes, anyone? Let's go ahead, Wisdom.
I think 207, 800, 800-207.
Yes. If I remember correctly, I think it's 800-207. Yes. So it's a very short read. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's not more than 20 pages, or there about 18. So I encourage everyone to get a copy from the NIST website. Right. Now we're about to jump into our discussion. So those were our 2 news items for cyber news for this week. There is a lot of other news out there, but these were the ones that we thought will be more educational to us. Right. So Eretmis, we've partnered with Climb Credit. They are one of the financing agencies that help you, enroll in courses, and then you pay really low instrumental monthly payments with very low interest. So we partnered with them. You can, if you go to our website, you'll be able to get all that information. And then also, if you go to Climb's website, you see in the list of schools, you see Eretmis in there, right? So if you're trying to enroll for any of the Eretmis programs, you can use Climb to do that, right? So I think this announcement was posted on all other platforms as well. So if you want to get more information on, using them to enroll, you can kindly do so. Now, before we jump into our discussion, like we do all the time, we go through the catalog of courses that we offer. We have AI governance specialist course. I'm not sure if anybody else has AI governance specialist course going on, but this is the best AI governance specialist course. You are going to learn a lot, and you are going to be in the forefront of AI governance. And AI governance, simply, you are not going to be coding. We are simply looking at the risks, governance, and compliance aspect of the AI that we use in our organizations, right? So the blueprint is still being written for how we are going to do this in the AI space. So if you get onto this, this time you're going to be part of the people or the professionals who are writing the blueprint, right? So the program comes with a lot of insights into the AI space. You don't need any IT background to begin. It also comes with internship as usual, right? Where you're actually going to be working on a lot of really cool hands-on projects to gain real-world work experience, right? And then our cloud security, also one of our fun courses, is vendor neutral. We teach you AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, and this is not a cloud solutions architect program. This is cloud security, right? So we are teaching you how to secure your cloud environment. And this is what most organizations are looking for. As a security professional, you should be able to move in the cloud, protect your company's infrastructure in the cloud as well. Now, this program also comes with internship, where you are going to work on different projects in the different cloud environments, right? And by the time you are done, you will know how to secure the cloud in AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, right? And we also help with everything else that comes with this, right? So if you are looking to polish up on your cloud knowledge in terms of how to protect the cloud, we encourage you to look into jumping onto this program also as well. And then for folks who are absolute beginners, or even if you have some IT background, you try to switch careers into cybersecurity. If you don't want to cut corners, do it the right way, build a very solid foundation, and then get some hands-on training under your belt. That way you'll be able to function on the job, and you are not going to be what I would normally call a working heart attack because you took a shortcut. Then we encourage you to join our entry-level course, our cybersecurity entry-level course. Now, this course is 4 months. First 2 months, you go through training. We take you through cybersecurity basics and fundamentals. You also get to work with some of the popular cybersecurity tools. And then the second 2 months, you are going to be paired with one of two of our sister companies. You are going to be working in groups, and you work on 10 major cybersecurity projects, right? Once you're done, these projects will be your first cybersecurity working experience. During interviews, you have something to talk about. You've worked on all these projects. So unlike somebody who is just learning theory and concepts, during interviews, employers want to know, how do you conduct risk assessment, right? How do you conduct an audit? How do you check the security posture of an organization? They are not looking for definitions, and there's not going to be multiple choice for you to choose from, right? They want to really hear how you are going to practically do it. Right? So that is what this program will help you to do, right? So if you are looking to start off, don't cut corners, don't memorize some test questions and say, oh, I think I have the basics and fundamentals already. You are always going to be looking behind you on the job, right? So like somebody's chasing you, but there'll be nobody chasing you. And for folks who are already in the IT space, in the cybersecurity space, looking to specialize in one of the arguably the most lucrative niches in the cybersecurity space, we encourage you to look into our PCI DSS program as well, right? This program will make you the subject matter expert that the company that will help your company pass your PCI DSS assessment with ease, right? And all our PCI folks who are working on the job, they are all rock stars where they are. They are saving their companies a lot of money and helping them navigate the complexities of the PCI DSS space. Now, our last program that I'm going to introduce is this program is what will really give you the peace of mind to work in the cybersecurity space on the blue side of security, right? So if you've done some RMF training, you've done some GRC call somewhere, and you don't feel like you are ready for the job, right? And if you just learn theory and concepts, yes, everything starts with knowledge. But on the job, employers are not just looking for knowledge; they are looking for what you can do, right? So your knowledge can get you in there, but if you can't do, you're going to be fired in about 3 months. So we encourage you to join our GRC internship and workshop. This is where you are going to work on 10 major projects, right? This is the second portion of the entry level course. But some people will say they have done training elsewhere. So we allow them to also join this to be able to gain that hands-on working experience, right? So the new cohort will be starting in July. So we'll be on the lookout for that. And our WhatsApp group, the link is going to be posted. And then also YouTube channel, we encourage you to join our YouTube channel as well. Now let's begin. So we are going to empower ourselves as cybersecurity professionals. So empowering careers through cybersecurity. Now there are a lot of folks on here who are looking to switch careers into cybersecurity. Some are in the security space already. There is something for everybody tonight. So let's look at some insights, cybersecurity insights. We are going to start with the trend. Now, there are some myths. We were going to go through some myths about the cybersecurity workspace, but we didn't have time to actually bring that up. But I'm just going to talk through that. So most of the times you hear that, if you've heard this, you can also raise your virtual hand. People will say the cybersecurity market is saturated and there are no more jobs there. I mean, everybody, if you go to LinkedIn, there are so many people there posing to be cybersecurity professionals. So, I mean, what is the use? Now, anybody who is saying that, I can bet you $100 they are not working in the cybersecurity space. They were trying to, and they got frustrated. So now they want to push that frustration on you, even though they didn't know what they were doing, right? And if you're trying to switch careers, yes, sometimes if you don't have the right guidance, you're going to run into a lot of disappointments, and there's nobody to bounce off, ask them, hey, why is this going on, or what am I doing wrong, right? So for our Eretmis students who are not taking advantage of the resources you have, I mean, it's up to you, because you're not going to get that anywhere, right? There is no army of cybersecurity professionals in any institution like we have in the Eretmis family, right? So make use of them. Now, the truth is, cybersecurity space is not saturated, not by any means, right? There are more job openings in the cybersecurity space than any IT space. And that is a fact, right? And we are going to look at all that in real time. Now, like I always say, the fact that there are job openings, there is a lot of career potential in the cybersecurity space, doesn't mean you just show up and they give you the job. It doesn't work that way. You still have to work for it. You still have to prove that you have what it takes to be able to do the job. So that is where a lot of people get frustrated, right? Somebody will just go write Security Plus and they think that is it. If I show up, they should give me the job because I have Security Plus. I'm going to show you how many people have Security Plus in the United States. So it's not just you, right? Getting the job goes beyond Security Plus, goes beyond CISSP and other certifications, right? Employers are looking for what you can do, what you've done, and what you are going to do for them, right? So the cybersecurity space is growing. We are going to look at the trend over the years, and you are going to see for yourself, right? So CyberSeek is one of the tools that we are going to use, most of the evening, and it is going to help us educate ourselves. There is a similar tool like this for other, I think for Australia, for other places as well, that tracks cybersecurity professionals, the job openings and all that in real time, right? So let's look at the cybersecurity supply and demand. So for supply and demand, what we mean is the supply of cybersecurity professionals, i.e., how many cybersecurity professionals are there, and then also the demand is cybersecurity professionals that organizations need to work for them, right? So this ratio, as you can see, the higher the value of supply and demand, it means supply. If you are doing the math, if supply is high, then the value is going to be also dependent on the demand, right? If they are the same, it's going to be 1-for-1. If the demand is higher, then it is going to reduce the total percentage, right? So if we look at the national average, supply and demand for cybersecurity now is around 74%, right? So that means that for every 100 cybersecurity job openings, there are only 74 cybersecurity professionals to fill it, right? So we are still short of how many? Is it 30, 36 cybersecurity professionals that are
26.
missing? 26, thank you. 26 missing cybersecurity professionals, right? So those 26 that is the gap, right? So you might be thinking, but I mean, I'm also there. Why don't they just put me in the 26? So yes, they can put you in the 26, but you have to show them that you can do the job, right? Like I always make this example, you are not going to employ a driver and teach the driver how to drive. You are sitting at the back of the car, reading your newspaper and then showing him, okay, press here, press that, turn the steer left, turn it right. No, nobody's going to do that. And that is the same thing here. They are not going to employ you and show you the job and be training you on every single thing that you have to do. You have to come in knowing your cybersecurity stuff. They are going to, orient you on what they do, right? So the gap is there. Now, in light of this gap, we are going to look at, after all the training institutions that are out there, why do we still have a gap? We are going to be looking at that here shortly. So, for the supply and demand, we've looked at what we saw was the national average, right? Now we can narrow it down by regional areas or by states, right? So Washington, D.C., we have the lowest supply demand ratio that is around 50% due to the high demand from government and defense contractors. So the demand in the Washington space is higher than usual compared to other parts of the nation, right? Now, when we look at California and Texas, also is around 60 to 65%, because there is also a lot of tech stuff going on in there. Now, in Midwest and South East is around 7 to 75, around the national average, right? So with that, we are also going to look at some other items as well. So the supply and ratio demand over time has been this. So from 2000, we are going only back as far back as 2019, right? So as far back as 2019, we had 85% for the national average. It came down to 70% due to the demand surge in work from home and then also ransomware, right? Now the demand went a little bit higher in 2020, 2021. 2022, 2023, it came down to 66, right? And 2024, dropped down to it still maintains 66 and a bit lower. Now for 2025, it's around 70, 74. Right. Now we have this higher demand and lower supply of cybersecurity professionals. Even amidst now, almost every school has a cybersecurity degree program of some sort. There are a lot of boot camps around, a lot of certification programs, but still there's a gap, right? And we are going to discuss more how do we fill the gap? How do we position ourselves to fill the gap that is there? Amidst and one big example or one of the key reasons why there's still a gap is because most of these training programs, there are no real world hands-on projects for you to work on. So you go through, you learn theory and concepts, and that's about it, right? Now, even if you are given the job, most people who will be complaining that the market is saturated, blah, 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 they know deep down in their hearts, if they are given the job, they wouldn't be able to do it. They know. And those people, you just have to talk to them for 2 minutes or 3 minutes if you know your stuff in cybersecurity. They know some theory, yes. But really, when it comes to, what have you done or what can you do, they start going around in circles, right? Now they want to define stuff and no, it's not about definition. Tell me how to do it, right? If I ask you, tell me how to cook, maybe for our Ghanaians and Nigerians here, tell me how to cook jollof rice. I don't think you are going to be defining what rice is, and rice is this white substance that looks like. I'm not interested in any of that. How do you cook it? Right. So that is where we still have the gap, because most of these training certification programs, boot camps, is just theory. The closest they come to doing hands-on is working with tools. Oh, let's use Splunk, or I'll show you how to use Nexus, do some scans. Okay, let me see the scans. Let's use ServiceNow. And people think that is a hands-on. That is just using the tool, right? And using the tool, they can show you that on the job with no issues, because there are so many tools. You cannot master all the tools that are out there. And not every company is even using a tool, right? Now, every company is using at least one or two tools, right? But mostly for what you are going to be doing, one company cannot be using all the tools in the world. So if you are chasing tools, like we discussed last cyber chat or last two cyber chats, you are wasting your time, because for that, they will show you how to use it. But if you don't know how to conduct an audit, you don't know how to conduct third-party risk assessments, you don't know how to conduct risk assessments, nobody's going to show you that, right? So let's jump into job opening trends. So for the job openings, we've seen that, so for now, currently, as of today, is around 500K in the United States. Around the world is projected to be, if I'm not mistaken, I think 4.4 million around the world for 2025 and beyond. Now, historically, cybersecurity job openings, they've been growing because of high demand, low supply, which has also been an issue. And the job openings have been steadily increasing due to rising cyber threats, cloud adaptation, regulatory requirements, right? That is what is really pushing this now. And then also some of the high level profiles when it comes to hacking and hackers, breaching different companies and, other events like that, right? So when we look at the job openings by year, starting from 2019, kindly give me a second. All right. So from 2019, we had about 310 openings. 2020, it went to 350. 2021 for around 450. 2022 around 500. Thereabout. I think between 2022 to 2023, in there, it went up to as high as I think 650 out. I can vaguely remember. Now 2024, 570 plus, right? And then it dropped a little bit. Currently, it's around 512,000, right? So, and it is projected to surpass 600K by the end of 2025. And the drivers for this AI is also now part of it. Cloud security is also part of it, and other happenings. So for these jobs that we are looking at, 600 and over projected 600 and over jobs. When it comes to looking at it from states, which states do you think will have more openings than others? And now, also, when you're applying, you don't really have to limit yourself to by state, because most of these jobs you are going to have them as work from home or remote jobs, right? So mostly, if you're applying, I wouldn't even limit myself to states, because one, for practicing your interviewing skills, just even if it's in California and you have to move, just do the interview like you move, right? To get that, if they give you the offer and the money is good, then maybe you might consider, that might be an option for you to consider, right? If the money is not good enough for you to move, then you don't move, but at least you've gone all the way to the top and you saw that you're able to make it. You landed the role, but for some reasons you cannot go, right? So for regional openings, some of the key areas with a lot of demand, Washington, D.C., metro area, obviously, because of a lot of government contracts and a lot of government cybersecurity jobs within that space. That is why there are a lot of RMF schools around in this area. Now, California and Texas, they also, because of Silicon Valley and a lot of tech companies over there, obviously there is high demand as well. Now, New York and Florida. For New York is like the hub for financial services and financial institutions. So, and Florida, I don't know really what they do over there. I think they also have a lot of financial services and institutions over there. So that is also a reason for the high demand. Now we are going to look at the actual heat map and look at everybody's states and look at your metro area and see the demand for all these different areas. So when it comes to where do you find these jobs, that we are in that process, right? So at least you know how many jobs are where, and in your state, we can narrow it down to your metro area. Okay, these are the areas that I can easily, pick some of these jobs up from, right? So trend over time. Now, the cybersecurity job openings or the cybersecurity field itself has been growing 30% faster than all other IT fields, right? And simply because the supply is low, the demand is high, right? But also on the flip side of this, it takes about 28% longer to fill a cybersecurity role than to fill other IT roles. So like I said, the jobs are there, but they are not handing it out like candy. So they want to, because look at what you are going to do for them is to protect them. So they want somebody who can actually do this job, right? So that is one of the reasons why it takes them longer. So for cybersecurity roles, you normally go through 3 interviews or sometimes even 4 interviews before they give you the final go ahead. And this is with different people, right? Different professionals within the organization. So before we jump in, Climb, we are now partners with Climb. So you can use Climb to finance any program that you want to take with us. And for all information about Climb and how to apply, if you go to their website, you see Eretmis in there as one of the institutions, so you can select and enroll with Climb. Now for our AI governance, we encourage you to join our AI governance if you want to be one of the pace setters in the AI governance space. And for our cloud security specialist, this is one of the fun programs that we have. You get to work in the cloud, securing the cloud, identifying misconfigurations and other issues in the cloud. And we're also going to take you through the strategy and the concepts and the theory of what we do in the cloud. Once you're done with this, you'll be ready for almost any cloud security certification, right? And for folks who are looking to break into the cybersecurity space, this is the blueprint for you. Our cybersecurity entry-level course, 2 months of training, 2 months of internship, and then we also help with job placement and even after on-the-job support as well, right? Now, for folks looking to specialize in where some of the big bucks in the cybersecurity space are hiding, you can look into joining our PCI DSS program, which is our payment security program. Now, for folks who've also gone through other programs, GRC's courses elsewhere, if you want to get real world hands-on working on projects to get ready for the job market and also to be able to work effectively on the job, we encourage you to look into our GRC internship and workshop program. And for our WhatsApp group, the link will be posted. For our YouTube channel, we encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Everything that we do for Cyber Chat is posted on our YouTube channel. Now let's jump into the job openings that we just, looked at by the NIST Cybersecurity Workforce Framework. Anybody remembers the NIST Cybersecurity Workforce Framework? Anyone? We've done this on Cyber Chat a couple of times. Now, in the cybersecurity space, we have NIST Cybersecurity Framework, NIST RMF. We have CIS controls. We have ISO. The framework that guides cybersecurity workforce in terms of what career path you can take. That is the NIST Cybersecurity Workforce Framework, right? So that sets the standard for what employers, depending on what job title they want to put out there, what should be in that job title. If you are training and you want to become a cybersecurity professional, this helps to guide you in terms of what career path you should take, right? So this is a very good tool that I think everybody should use. Now, most people who've attended Cyber Chat over the years, you might be aware of, or you are aware of cybersec.org because we've mentioned it a couple of times, right? Now, cybersec is a tool that can really help you, or that will help you if you are beginning your journey, or even if you're in the security space already. This tool really gives you all the information in real time. So all the information that we're looking at, all the statistics were from cybersec. And Dr. Edo didn't create cybersec. If you go down here, if you go to who cybersec is or what they're about, it breaks it down and it tells you this is a website that is being powered by NIST through Department of Commerce. Department of Commerce is the government agency that is in charge of cybersecurity in the United States, right? And under them, they have CISA and all these other, including NIST and all these other agencies, right? So cybersec, their job is to help with cybersecurity workforce, everything cybersecurity workforce. So the demand for cybersecurity professionals, all the statistics when it comes to the cybersecurity workspace, right? So if you come to cybersec, you go to the website. Let's start from the beginning. That way, okay. Let's just go from the beginning. So for cybersec, it will bring you here, right? This is their newly developed, they polished up. The website has been there for a while, but they just improved on it, right? With new statistics and others. Now, if you come down here, they have, if you go to their dashboard, it brings you down to what they call their heat map. So what the heat map is, it shows the whole of the United States. And you see the color coding. They have their color coding here. So by the color code, you see the job openings, and they have it also labeled by state. So total number of job openings is right here. Total number of job openings in cybersecurity space as of today. Time now, today is 6th of June, 2025, and the time is 8:06 p.m. Eastern. The number of cybersecurity job openings in the US is 514,359. So over 500K. So if anybody tells you cybersecurity job space is saturated, like I said, those people, one, they are not working in the cybersecurity space, or two, they are frustrated folks who wanted to switch, but with little or no guidance, they got stuck, and they think because they are throwing one resume at every application, every job, and it's not working, the market is saturated, or because of something, or right. But if the market is saturated, why do we still have job openings this much? And this is the most job openings in any IT field in the United States today. Right now, this is just for the United States. Around the world, I think it's 4.2, and they have it somewhere here. I think if you go back to the page, it shows the world now. Yes, so global estimate for is 4.9, right? 4.9 cybersecurity job openings. In the AI and security space, percentage of cybersecurity jobs listing that specifically reference artificial intelligence skills is 10%. So like I always keep telling everybody on here, if you're in the cybersecurity space already, or you are trying to break into the security space, for now, you can simply break into it without knowing anything about AI. But once you are in, come back and do the AI specialist course, because you see this number will be growing. Now, 10% of the job opening, so about 50 something thousand cybersecurity jobs will ask you, or as part of the skills they are looking for, AI plus security, right? So they are not just looking for security now, but they also want some AI knowledge and skill. So if you're already in the industry, don't get too comfortable. You have to jump onto the AI governance side as well. Now, this is the world statistics. And then also cybersecurity hiring by experience and education. They have some statistics also on here that you can learn from. This is a very good place for you to, learn a lot from. And I think this is where they have they talk about CyberSeek and how it was formed. And I mean, all that information is on here somewhere that you can find. Right, now let's go back to our heat table. So our heat map, if you look at our heat map, it shows you by state. So the states that had more job openings, California, 44,000. You have Texas, 42. You had Colorado, 19. Illinois, 19. You have Virginia, 53. New York, 20,000, thereabout. Yes. So and the others, when you put your mouse on there, it shows how many that you have. So if your state has, let's say, maybe North Dakota, you have 1,300. That doesn't mean you should just apply. I mean, 1,300 is enough for you. You can find a spot in 1,300 job openings, right? So, I mean, if you want, you can also break it down. So this is by states. You can break it down by metro area. So by metro area, if let's say we pick New York, right? They have different metro areas within the New York space. So even that, right, you can see exactly. So you can zoom in, and based on where you are, where the state you are in, you can, search by metro states, right? Now, if you come up here, you see this is the public sector. You can also narrow it down by the federal level data, right? So these will be federal jobs within your states. This will be state jobs, right? And I had it by metro area. We can have it by state, so it looks bigger, right? And then also on this side, you can select by sector. So let's just go with a public sector. Now we can select by private sector, and under the private sector, we can select by different industries. So the accommodation and food services industry, it shows you by state, right? We can select by, if let's say you work in finance and you switch into cybersecurity, you are looking to get a job in the finance space doing cybersecurity, you can select by that and also check some of the job openings by state, right? And you can do the same for, all the others, utility, retail, and the likes. Now, if you come to, so that was for the public sector. If you come to, let's say, federal, right? Also, you can do the same. Different agencies within the different, like federal agencies as well, right? Now, total job openings, or you can also just go by supply of workers, supply by demand ratio, right? You will be able to also see that as well. So with that, let's go back to public. OJ, kindly go ahead if you have a question. You are muted if you're trying to speak. All right, I think OJ might probably be having issues with audio. So we are going to move on. Now, there's a little bit more that we have to look at on this chart. Now, if you look at the supply and demand that we saw, the trend, you can see that around 2010, the supply was very, very low, right? And the demand was high. So it was 154, and it kept, so supply is increasing a little bit. Demand is still going up, but now it sits at 74, which is about one of the highest in the IT space in terms of supply and demand, right? So it means supply is still relatively low, demand is relatively high, right? Now, if you look at the job openings, it's been increasing over the years. So 2010, it went to 27%, and it keeps increasing. So this is the openings. Now it sits at 71% national average, right? Workforce employed. So the total number of cybersecurity professionals in the US now, kindly mute yourself. The total number of cybersecurity professionals now in the United States is right here, 1.3 million. And we still have openings for above over 500K, right? And the demand is going up. And because of now AI in the mix and cloud, there's going to be more openings with a twist of AI plus security, cloud plus security plus AI, right? So there's going to be more openings in there. So the total number of cybersecurity professionals working now is 1.3 plus, right? So the number employed, obviously, if you look here from 2010, the number of cybersecurity professionals being employed keeps increasing. Now is at 61%, but we are still missing. We still have a gap. Now, I was talking about certifications. Oh, if I get Security Plus, they were just going to employ me. Guess what? We have over 265,000 people with Security Plus. Right. Now, some of them are working. Some are just, some just have it for having it. Some have it, they are looking for opportunity. Right. CISSP, there are about 91,000 people with CISSP. GIAC certifications, GIAC information assurance, 46,000. CISA, 35,000. SIM, 20,000. And SIP, 13,000. This is just a few of the certifications, right? And here they have some job openings that are requiring certifications as well. So the job openings, some job openings that will mandate certifications. The biggest one, CISSP. So most jobs that will require it, like the highest in terms of certification, jobs will mandate. And those mandates mostly fall on the government side of the house, right? Aside that, most companies is not a hard requirement, right? And we saw that, I think, 2 cyber chats ago, right? So you can also see all that information on here as well. Now, what we're going to look at through the slides that we're going through. So the job openings by your cybersecurity workforce category. Now, anybody remembers what the cybersecurity workforce categories are? I mean, they are down here, but what are they? Anyone?
They are not the domain of cybersecurity?
Yes. So if for all cybersecurity professionals, right, aside the 2 main categories that we can place all cybersecurity professionals in, so either you are working on the offensive side or on the defensive side, when we put all cybersecurity professionals together, the NIST cybersecurity workforce framework has categorized all cybersecurity roles or job titles into 7 main categories, right? So they have governance and oversight, design and develop. And for each of these, there is a list of job titles that will go under. They call it work roles that will go under this, right? They have specialty, like specialties, and then under them, they have work roles. And so these are the major, categories or major areas. So design and develop. practice, protection and defense. We have information, implementation and operation. And then on here, when we expand, we have cyber. So they recently added cybercrime investigation, digital evidence and stuff to it. First, it was just investigate. This was just investigate, right? And for all these other ones, if you also, click on it, it shows you some of the work roles and the major areas under them as well. So this is a really good tool. If you want to learn more about the cybersecurity workforce, what is going on, if you are totally new, take your time and come to this website. It will help you to learn more and you're going to be more informed, right? So if we also look at some of the career paths, now we are going to look at where to find these jobs, right? So these jobs, you can find them by state. In Pennsylvania, they have almost this number of jobs in Pennsylvania. So where do you go to find these jobs? That is what we are going to be doing. Now, this is a mixture of private sector and government sector put together, right? If you want to narrow it down to just to government sector, or even if you have any particular sector in mind, you can select it and identify how many job openings that they have, right? And as you do that, it is also going to show the national average for supply and demand for your state or your metro area. Now, another area that you can also learn from is the career path, right? Cybersecurity career pathway. So for the career pathway, it has your, entry level. Now they call it starting level. It used to be entry level, your mid-level or intermediate level, your advanced level, right? Now these are roles. So what we will normally call job titles. And then on this side, you have your feeder roles. So feeder roles are roles that are feeding into your starting roles or feeding into your mid-level roles. Now, this does not also mean that if you are not in IT already, you cannot jump straight into any of these, right? But these, feeder roles, they are roles that you can easily switch from to jump into any of these, right? So if you have finance and risk analysis, you can jump into any of these. IT support, networking, and in security intelligence, software development, and these are, folks already in the IT space, right? So if you click on each one, it highlights what you can do, right? If you click on IT support, some of the highlighted ones here disappear. If you click on, so mostly, even if you're not in IT, you can do most of these also as well. So like I always say, there is something for everyone in the cybersecurity space, regardless of whatever background that you are bringing. Now let's do some experiment. If you pick financial and risk analysis, if you come down here, so click on the skills and job title in the chart above to dive deep into the details. Okay, so some of the common job titles for under the financial and risk analysis role is your financial analyst, internal auditor, audit managers, financial analyst, financial planning and financial planning and analysis analyst. Now, any of these titles and some of the top skills you need here is finance, accounting, auditing, risk management, blah, blah, blah. Now, top cybersecurity skills that are transferable from here, internal audits, economics, process improvement. If you come down here, some of the certifications that people within this space are bringing, CPA, Certified Internal Auditor, Masters in Business Administration, and others, Chartered Financial Analyst. And for anybody in this space, you can easily switch into a cybersecurity analyst role, cybercrime analyst, incident and intrusion analyst, IT auditor, right? For a security auditor, any of these roles. Now, if you click on any of these roles also, it will show you where it is going to feed into in the mid-level, right? But now this is just a handful of, not even a handful, just a minute, list of cybersecurity job titles and roles, right? So, but this is at least a place to start. So you can at least come here and, learn more about where you are right now and what are some of your possibilities out there. But don't limit yourself to the only things that are on here. There is more, right? There's definitely more. Now, when it comes to education also, they have kind of like a heat map. So some areas and places where you can get training, right? And I think Eretmis is on here. Eretmis was on here the last time we checked. So you can select by state or you can select by school. Yep, Eretmis right there. Right. So we are on CyberSec. Yay. All right. So if you are looking for any school, you come here, just search for Eretmis and select Eretmis. Right. So we have Eretmis on here as industry recognized certification body, right? That you can take your training from. So not many institutions can say they are on CyberSec, and CyberSec is backed by who? So this is from NIST, from the government. So if you're on here, then it means you are doing something right. Right now, any questions on how to move around? How to gain more insight and information. And these are facts, not hearsay or somebody think or somebody says. They don't come up with these numbers by chance, right? Somebody don't just sit at home and just let's make New York 56,000. This is based on actual numbers that their research will bring up. Like Charles, please go ahead before we jump into where we are going to find these jobs.
Oh, sorry, Fail. That was my question.
Oh, okay.
I can
So,
very fast.
yeah, we are going to jump into where to find these jobs. Yes, Dr. Edu, you've shown us, okay, yes, the jobs are there, 500K plus. Okay, so now where do we really find? Right. So I think all these we've gone through already, right? So we are going to skip, and then we will skip. Uh, so for, I think we went through this already. Climb is one of our partners now. You can finance your courses through them. Our AI governance course, like we just saw, now security is not going to be security anymore. It's security plus AI. So it's only prudent for you to jump into the AI governance space. And then also cloud also playing a very key role in everything we are doing here. And for folks who are looking to begin your career in a cybersecurity entry-level course, our PCI program for folks already in the IT space or in cybersecurity, and then GRC internship for those who are looking for hands-on real-world experience, right? And then we have our cyber chat WhatsApp group will be posted, and then also our YouTube channel. Subscribe and stay up to date with everything we are doing on cyber chat. Now, where do you find these jobs? So before we jump into where do you find these jobs, I'll open the floor. Where do you find these jobs? My question to everybody. And then we will jump into our discussion and show you exactly some of the tips and tricks on where you are going to find some of these jobs, and you're not going to end up like everybody else, like, ooh, it's saturated. It is not, because now we know that for a fact, right? So if you're applying and it's not working out, then it means you have to revisit, or you have to change or switch something up for it to work, get more insights. So where would you normally go to find these jobs?
LinkedIn, Indeed.
Okay, did you say Indeed?
Yes, and LinkedIn.
And LinkedIn. Okay.
Yes.
Anybody else? Okay, Discord servers. I think, somebody put in USA jobs. Yes, USA jobs for government jobs. Glassdoor. Yes, Nicholas Glassdoor. Google search, LinkedIn.
Monster.
So for Monster, I will have everybody take Monster out of their list.
That's
Right.
true.
Yeah, take Monster off your list.
Clearance jobs, they have
LinkedIn.
clearance jobs.
Yes, clearance jobs, yes. Clearance jobs, yes. DICE, yes. DICE,
LinkedIn.
yes. LinkedIn, yes. And anybody else?
Just do Google search.
How about flex jobs? I don't know, something.
Like jobs, okay.
Recruit
Okay,
military.
Yes. So let's jump in and look. Now, how many people have Security Plus, Security, CISSP, CISA, and others? If you do, I'll show you a trick also through here. So let's jump in. Now, where would you normally find these jobs? I know Lumen said Google, right? Other people are saying Glassdoor and all these other places. It's good. Let's do a quick experiment here, right? And we are going to go through this now by percentage. How in terms of jobs that are advertised and the ones that are not, what will be your percentage? Advertised jobs, non-advertised jobs. Which ones are advertised? Which ones are more? Is it the ones that are being advertised or the ones that are not being advertised?
Not advertised.
Yep. Jobs that are not advertised are more,
Yes.
right? And where do you find the jobs that are not advertised? I mean, they are not advertised. So, Dr. Edu, where do you find this?
Dr. Edu, you go to the company's website, actually look for a company that you're interested in, their type of business, and you go to the company website.
So, yes, go ahead. I think somebody else had.
Yes, me, Dr. Ju. It's Lumen.
Oh, go ahead, Lumen.
Yes, I think if you use Google, I use Google. You go on Google, tap the job that you want the title. There's different title. You look at it, then pull, every company that has a current job for that job title. And we can filter by the last 3 days, which is the best one. And then you go on it. You go to the website, you don't click on the link. If you click on a link, it can take you to any Indian fake link, anything like that. So you look at a company, you go to the website, and then you search if that job is really there. If it's there, you see it, and then you apply. Thank you.
Okay, so Lumen is speaking from experience. Right, because Lumen, he's been there, he's done that, he's gotten frustrated with Monster, and then Lumen had to figure out, somewhat, find what worked for him. So if Lumen is telling you this, he knows what he's talking about, right? So take it seriously, and we are going to also talk about this. Younger, please go ahead.
Yeah, sometimes it's just networking, networking with, say you have, for example, webinars or in-person webinars in certain areas, maybe around you, or maybe not a far flight or drive around you. You can just go there. There's also professional, say, pages in cybersecurity on different websites or job search engines, LinkedIn, things like that, where you can connect. Even classes like this, webinars like this, or if you go do an internship somewhere, you can always get to connect with people as you work, day in, day out, and someone might just like what you do, and you just connect like that and say, hey, we have an opening maybe coming up. We have an opening we haven't advertised yet, and you might be a good fit. So sometimes just networking.
Yes, and we are going to discuss that also. So, true story, is Frank on here?
Yeah, Dr. Edu, is it me?
Okay. Yeah. So a story Frank told me, when Frank started working in his company, they had a company, I think like a company dinner or something. And he got to see the recruiter who reached out to him and went through the process, and he got employed. And the recruiter was asking him, hey man, like, why is it so difficult to find PCI people? He apparently the job that Frank got, they posted it like 3 times. They didn't get any candidates, so they had to take it down, bring it back, take it down, bring it back. And the recruiter was reaching out to people and reach out to Frank. And he was trying to figure out, like, why is it so? And then there, on the other side, on the flip side, there are other people, they're like, yo, Dr. Edu, we can't find any cybersecurity job. We can't find any PCI jobs. We can't find. I'm like, where are you looking? Right. And there, like, the recruiter is like scratching his head, like, where are you guys people hiding? So where is the disconnect?
So, Dr. Edu?
Yes, go ahead, Lumen.
Yes, I have just a little something to say. It was one day I was talking to, it's just I was like, let me just take a keypad and talk to the director. And I start talking about PCI. The guy was just smiling. It's like, where have you been when we are looking for a PCI person? I'm like, oh, I've been here. I just never applied. He's like, do you know how many times I have any of you people who say they know something but they don't know it? So just to say, it just depends how you are looking for the job. That's what I wanted to share. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, true. And like I'm bringing this up because if you are looking and you are not finding, you are looking wrong, right? And like Lumen rightly said, there are a lot of people who are posing to be cybersecurity professionals, to be PCI professionals, to be cloud security, but really they just read a thing or two, or somebody, mostly is the blind leading the blind. Somebody took a shortcut, they got a job. Next 3 months, they are teaching cybersecurity, because you also don't know any better. You don't do your research, you jump in because you think what is validating them is they are saying they are working somewhere. Maybe you even know them, indeed, they are working somewhere. But working somewhere and working there for 1 year or 2 years doesn't necessarily qualify them to teach you cybersecurity, because for them, what foundation do they even have, right? What is the understanding of the whole entire landscape to be able to point to? So mostly is they are just showing you what they are doing. And even for what they are doing, if they are being really troubleshoot on what they are doing, for them, they're going to get fired, right? But there they are, teaching you something that they have baked in, right? And then the trend continues, and that is a vicious cycle. So that is, if you see a lot of people on LinkedIn with, I'm a cybersecurity analyst, I'm a risk, all they have to do is just memorize some test questions and get one certification. And hey, I'm this. And when they go to interviews, because for one job, you see about 500 people apply for it, go to an interview and see. Most of them they are just going through them like butter, right? Just one interview, they'll realize you don't know anything. Don't come and waste our time. They move on to the next person. So it's very hard for recruiters, like for employers, to find the right people. And you are the right person if you have what it takes. You're also there talking about, oh, the industry is saturated and you can't even find a job, and you can. No, if you're applying to a job and they are not calling you for an interview, your resume is not working. You have to revise it. It's as simple as that. Right. If you are interviewing and they are not moving you forward, it means your interviewing skills, maybe it's not clicking. Or maybe probably if you've not gone through our internship and workshop, or you've not done any sort of internship or worked on some projects, that is where your question mark is. Because sometimes you can talk with your theory and your concepts. So it is going to get to a point, if you've not done it, it's going to show. Right. And you yourself, if you are truthful to yourself, you will know that, if I have done this, it would have been easier. Right. So where to find the jobs? Like I said, recruiters are looking really hard. So you have to also make sure you are positioning yourself well, and you're also searching really well to find the right opportunities. Now, the jobs that are not advertised are more than the ones that have been advertised. And the one that has been advertised, there's a lot of noise. A lot of people are jumping on there who are not as qualified, even half qualified as you are, to do this job. So don't underestimate your knowledge and skill, especially for people that we can speak for and those who've gone through our programs. You have way more than it takes to work anywhere. Right. So with that being said, to look for these jobs, first place that you come to, I think there are some hands up. Jojo, please go, and then I'll let Frank go.
Awesome. Dr. Edu, thank you very much for allowing me to speak. So I think you've covered a lot of things over here. So one thing I noticed about the jobs is that there are jobs. I've seen a lot of restructuring going on in a lot of companies. Currently, my company, like there's a lot of restructuring. So when they are even hiring again, we are hiring internally. We will post it just to post for posting's sake, so it gets to the public masses. At the same time, too, one thing I've noticed in a lot of people's resumes, there's a lot of fluff in the resume. And a couple of recruiters that I work with in my organization will tell you that when it comes to elevator pitches, oh, to be honest, a lot of people suck. We don't even know how to articulate ourselves very well. That's where a lot of us struggle the most. I had a lot of people, even notice I post a lot in the page. I have a lot of people reach out individually, and when you even speak to them, it's like, are you sure you really went to the class? Did you study? And you look at their resume, outstanding. But then when you speak to them, it's a different conversation altogether. So I think it's on you, the individual. It's on you, the individual. The jobs are out
Thank you, Jojo.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it depends on you. And
Yes.
like if you follow the pattern, everything will work accordingly. Just follow the pattern of what you've been told, and go to the actual job websites. There are a lot of headhunters around. They'll give you a lot of fluff, but just go to the road website. And I just want to say a big thank you to Dr. Du and Dana AJ. He's not here today, but me and Dr. Du and I go all the way back to our military careers. They've been very instrumental in my career. But I want to say a big thank you to you guys. Thank you.
You're welcome, Jojo. So, Frank, please go ahead.
Yeah, Dr. Du, I just want to piggyback on what you just mentioned about the job search on LinkedIn and stuff. When it comes to, I realize that some people, when they see the number of people who applied, when it says, let's say 100 people, 500 people applied for this role, it puts them off. They don't even, go in there to apply. But one thing I've learned is that anybody who clicks on it, the job board kind of counts it towards the number of applications. So it's not everyone that clicks to look at the job actually applies for it. Sometimes it could be like 6 people that actually applied for it, but then since you saw like 100 people apply for this role, it puts them off and they don't even turn in their application. So when you see something like that, go ahead and apply for it. You might be the lucky one on there. All right, thanks.
Thank you, Frank. Nicholas, please go ahead. You're muted if you're trying to speak, Nicholas.
Good evening, Dr. Edu.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, I'm in the military and I've been planning or thinking to join the cybersecurity. But you were a prior service member. With this movement, I'm on the move to Korea. I'm thinking about joining the entry level. How is it going to affect me in terms of the time difference in Korea?
Oh, okay. So the first part of the entry level is self-paced, so that wouldn't be an issue. And then when you get into the internship and workshop, that also wouldn't be an issue because by 10 a.m. Eastern here will be probably like 9 p.m. in the evening in Korea on Saturday. So you are going to be ahead of the curve, right? So that wouldn't be an issue. But I think, and there are also a lot of folks who have gone through the same process that you are going through. Jojo is one. Michael is one. We have Bobby. They were all in the service, and when they were transitioning was when they jumped onto cybersecurity. And by the time they got out, they got a role, and they've been working. The rest is history, right? So there's a lot of you have a lot of battle buddies that you can piggyback on. And where in Korea are you going to?
I'm going to Camp Humphreys.
Oh, okay. Camp Humphreys used to be my old home. Okay, good. We can talk offline. Camp Humphreys, like, what is your MOS?
I'm an engineer.
Oh, okay, great. Now I heard Camp Humphreys is really big now. They've expanded there. When I was there, it was a decent base, but not that big. Right. All right. We can talk more.
My
Yes,
last question.
Go ahead.
So
please.
I want you to clarify, is it a misconception that at least you need to have a security clearance for you to have a decent job in cybersecurity?
It's not true. That is a myth.
Okay.
Right. Yes, because there are, I mean, mostly for you to need security clearance is for a government role, right? So for most of the government roles is, not even most, for a good part of it, you would need security clearance. But on the corporate side, you don't really need security clearance, right? Unless the private business is working as a contractor for the government, then maybe you might still need security clearance. But when it comes to salary, roles that are paying the big 200s and 300s and 400s, when you compare to maybe top secret roles that are also paying big money, the corporate side is always paying more. So if you really do the math, it's not true that to get a decent salary, and if a decent means 6 figures, you don't really need security clearance to land any 6-figure cybersecurity role, right? But for you being in the military, it's a plus. If you have it, you can, and especially if you have top secret, you can leverage that to get, some roles on the government side easily, as opposed to somebody who would not necessarily have the clearance to get those jobs, right?
Okay, thank you. We'll talk offline, sir.
Okay. All right. So where do you find these jobs? We're in that process, and I appreciate everybody's contribution and insights. And there are a lot of people here with a lot of insights, right? So first place, now we are tackling the jobs that are posted online, right? So the jobs that are posted in the public space, first place to go before you go to Indeed, LinkedIn. Now some people sleep at LinkedIn. Please, if you're looking for a job, yes, LinkedIn, there's a lot of jobs on LinkedIn. Don't get that wrong. But there's a caveat to it, and I'm going to tell you why. Because if you're applying for any role, come to Google. Now we are going Lumen style. Google, if you type why you should come to Google is this. If you come to Google, guess what? Now we have jobs from Indeed, LinkedIn, right? US jobs. It has it parades everybody, right? CISA, LinkedIn again, Cybersecurity also have something on there. Jobs that so everybody will be in here. Now, in case we are looking for not just cybersecurity jobs, but let's say third party, so TPRM jobs in the US, right? You see, LinkedIn, it brings 9,000 plus jobs on LinkedIn for third party risk management. Now, if you come down here, it will show you some of the job listing also as well. It brings you to TPRM jobs, assessment board, TPR jobs under Indeed, ZipRecruiter, right? Glassdoor. So instead of going to ZipRecruiter, Glassdoor, and all these, if you come to Google, Google gives you a summary of what everybody has posted online, right? Now, this is where, we are going to push you a little bit deep into how to do this. So if you choose to, then, you can, so these are all the places that you have all these jobs posted. Now, how you attack this is this. One, even for Google has its own job board. So if you come down here, you see all. So first start with all to have an overview of everything that everybody has posted anywhere online. Right. All of it is going to be here. Now you want to just deal with the first page because that is where most of the recent stuff is posted. Now you can narrow it down to when it was posted. All these jobs, the ones that were posted, mostly look for jobs that were posted at least 3 or 4 days ago. Those are the most current. If you are blindly applying or you are blindly searching, then you're applying to a job that was posted 20 days ago, 30 days ago, those are dead jobs. And if you apply for those and you sit and you hope and wait, you are going to hope for a very long time because chances are those roles have been filled already. And there you are thinking it is still open. It is not. So if you look for the ones that were just posted, it was posted 3 days, there is no way they filled the role after 3 days, unless, of course, they have somebody already in mind, but probably they're a government agency or they are demanded to post it like they are opening it up to everybody, but they are really not, right? And those jobs are very few, right? Aside that, the ones that are posted recently are recent, so apply for those. Now, you can use this to go directly to LinkedIn and find those jobs, and I'm going to show you a trick, right? Find those jobs, or you can look at the ones that have been posted by Google, right? The ones that Google are just dragging from everywhere online. And this is the list, right? For Google's, you see, it's just going to give you a handful. And these are the ones that are posted directly to Google jobs. So you're not going to see, at least you see a good handful of it here. Now, you get more if you go with all, right? And you'll be able to look at the different ones, right? Now, even if, let's say, and this is the same, what I'm showing you is what you should be doing for all other platforms that you go on. Now, you see, this is posted. So we want senior third-party risk management consultant, right? If we come down here, you see this is for Adobe. So Adobe is the company that is hiring for this role, right? So it gives you the option. You can apply through Adobe Careers. You can apply through Workday. You can apply through Glassdoor. You can apply through LinkedIn. You can apply through. So don't apply through LinkedIn. Even if you do apply through LinkedIn, don't apply with your LinkedIn profile as your resume or resume that is self-generated by LinkedIn for you, because that is not going to do the trick, right? So what you want to do is, mostly when you're applying, don't apply through any third party. Like Lumen was saying, and because they were shown this trick, this is for Adobe. So what you want to do is you go directly to Adobe Careers or go to Adobe's website. You scroll down to the bottom, you see Careers. You click on it. You search for third party. You search for this role. It's going to be in there. If it's not in there, it means Adobe has taken it down, but they still have this post online. Right. And if you find it on Adobe's website, and mostly the good part about it is if you go to Adobe's website and you are searching for, and you search in there and you go to their careers and you are searching for cybersecurity roles or like cybersecurity jobs in there, chances are you are going to find at least 4 or 5 or 6 other cybersecurity roles. Now, third party took you there, but you saw other ones that you're like, oh, I think I like this one. Or you can even recommend some of it to your other, colleagues. So if you go to the job, like the company's website, you find more. And when you apply, your application goes directly to the hiring manager. It doesn't go through some third party. It's not going to go through Dr. Edu, and I'm going to vet you and see if you're a good fit before I take you to the company. So now you are doing like 6 interviews instead of doing 3, right? Maybe I wouldn't even take you to the company because I don't think you have what it takes. But if you went directly to the company, they would have, taken you, right? Because you have to cut out the recruiting agencies. And, nothing wrong with the recruiting agencies. So they are doing a good job, but you're also looking for your own interest and you want to cut the middleman and go straight to the source, right? So if they want to take you, they take you directly. It's not somebody else to decide whether they want to take you to them to vet you to see if they want to take you. Hopefully that makes sense, right? So for the jobs that are on here, you go directly to, if you see, this is for Michael Page. I don't know what company this is, but Michael Page is in New York. Go to Google and find Michael Page. Go to their website. Scroll down to the bottom, you'll see careers or jobs. Click on that and find this role. Right. Find this role, apply directly through them. And also make sure you are tailoring your resume. So one of the crazy things that people do is they use one resume to apply for third-party job, GRC specialist, PCI job, risk analyst job, and they are the ones who come back and tell you the industry is saturated. Look at, I've done 500 applications, nothing is going on. This is, I don't even think like this whole thing is a scam. This is not working. Those people, they are just, one, they don't know what they are doing, and that is getting them frustrated. So they are just talking for talking sake. And I can tell if you hear anybody speak like that, ask them if they are working in the industry or they ever worked in the industry. No, they haven't, right? So these are some of the tricks and tips that you need to know. Now, this is where to Google, you find everything here, right? And if you want to go to the specific job boards, you can, right click and go directly to LinkedIn. You can go to Glassdoor. You can go to, now some of the job boards that you have to stay away from. Monster. Once you put your resume on there, and for the resumes, if you want, when you're applying, even if you want to apply through a job board, don't use the one that you have on there already in their uploaded in their system, because those ones are not tailored to the job that you're applying to. Make sure you tailor your resume to every single job that you're applying to, right? And for our interns, I think for our graduates who just graduated, we showed you step by step how to do the tailoring. And there is no way, if you apply to 3 jobs, all 3 are not going to call you back for an interview if you are tailoring it exactly like how we showed you, right? So this is one place to find these jobs, right? And this is for all jobs that are posted online. You are going to find them on here. Now, when you come here, you have to also be specific. Are you looking for, you can be looking for GRC, cybersecurity GRC roles, cybersecurity analyst role, or just in general, if you are not sure what you are looking for, cybersecurity jobs, it will bring different roles and you pick and choose from them, right? Don't be looking for remote jobs. Forget about remote or a job that is going to be on site, because now your goal is to do as many interviews as possible to boost you up. Like Jojo was saying, you might have what it takes, the knowledge, the technical skills, the hands-on, but your delivery you have to work on. So as you are doing more interviews, you are getting better, right? There have been a number of students who've reached out to me, Dr. Edu, I'm going to this interview. This is the money they are giving. The money is not good. We are not going to take it. They go to the interview for interviewing sake, for the purpose of building yourself, gaining more skills, gaining more confidence, interviewing, and also testing what you know and what you've done, right? Because if you can read and learn and do and learn and do, if you never go to an interview, you cannot test what you know and what you've done, right? Because when you go to, even if you do bad in the interview, okay, all these things they were asking me, I knew, but I just didn't prepare well, right? My delivery wasn't, and I was caught off guard. So next time I'm going to be well prepared. You take notes, you record these interviews, you play them back, you do your own critiques. If you are in any of the internship groups, you bring it back to your group members, they critique it, and you get better at it, and you go back again, right? So this is for jobs that are posted online. Now we are going to jump into the jobs that you cannot find online. How do you find those ones, right? And I think Jojo and others gave a very good example. I think it was, I'm not sure if it was Jojo or Michael or somebody. They said networking. So attending cyber chats, networking with everybody else. Now, like Jojo was saying, people, there is a lot of folks who are not even our students. They just attend cyber chats. They'll get the contact for Jojo or Michael or somebody, and they reach out, they ask for help. We are here to help. So, it's a really, tight community. We help each other out. So if you need any assistance, any help, tips and tricks, hey, you've done this, I'm doing this, what do you think? This is where you network. And then also there have been a couple of instances where our interns, one intern will get a job, refer another one, or we even see a job post, refer other ones to, and there were, I think, last year when we had like 7 or 8 people get a job in a row, I think in the same week, they were talking about how one recommended the role and then he applied to it and then the other also. So networking is key. Now let's move into, so finding, these are the jobs that we just looked at, right? The ones that are posted online, the different job boards. So so for the job boards, my advice is this: don't pay any job board to send you jobs that are posted, right? People get into this space with some different, ideas, and people will sell you all sort of things. You can, even on Google, you can set up an alert where it sends you alert on jobs that have been posted recently. You give like the specifics on LinkedIn and others, you can set those alerts. You don't need to pay any job board to be sending you that. There are some that, like you might think they have the best jobs on there, and employers don't care. They post elsewhere, and they post in the most general places where everybody can find it, not some, paid job board service, right? So take note of that as well. Now, let's move on to, so all these are the ones that are online for the government jobs, USA.gov, jobs.gov, and the others. Yes, you can find these. If you are looking specifically for government roles, then you go specifically to this website, or even if you put it in Google, it's going to bring these up, right? So, and the CyberSeek heat map will also help. Now, where to find the jobs that are not posted? One of now these areas, if you are a member of any cybersecurity professional body like ISA, ISACA, ISC Square, if you attend their meetings, you attend their webinars and seminars, you network there as well, right? There are different, CISOs, different folks from different organizations that are on there. They might have different roles that they are looking for people to fill. If you are in these networks, you will be able to land those jobs easy, right? Now, with that, you can also create your own space. And what do I mean by this? By doing your own research, right? Within your your vicinity, within your state. If you are researching and you reach out to different professionals within, and LinkedIn is a good tool for this. So maybe you've seen, you can target specific companies, right? Research, see what they have, reach out to whoever, hiring manager, other, hey, I was researching a company. Do you guys have any roles like this in there? Are you looking for somebody who can do A, B, C, D? Now, instead of just asking, right? Mostly when you do your research, come up with a strategy of things that you can do for their company, right? So that way you don't look like you're looking for an opportunity. You look like you're an expert who is going to come in and fix a problem for them. Nobody wants a liability. They want somebody who's coming in to help them. So for you, if you are not looking for a driver, and I reach out to you that, hey, so I know you're not necessarily maybe looking for a driver, but I wanted to see, these are some of the things that I can do for you. I can fix your car when it's broke. I can do this, I can do that, I can do that in addition to driving, and that, and that, and that. This will make your, I know you have to take your kids in the morning to school. Do that, do that, do that. This will elevate some of the, time constraints, and you have time to do this more. And my charges are only this, or this is what I'm looking for in terms of salary. Now they're looking at it like, well, okay. I mean, okay. Let me give it a shot, right? They were not necessarily looking for a driver, but now you've made them think twice because of the things that you said you'll be able to do, right? So you can create your own path that way as well, right? You have different organizations, your churches, you are in, a church setting, you have people in there in different companies. Some companies, they might not even be thinking about cybersecurity, but you can, create a path there. I can do this and this and this to help protect your company this way, that way, that way. If you have to stay in compliance with this, I can do all that also. So do your research about what they need and then go in there with a plan. And because even if they say, okay, I think it's good, but we have to put it out for other people to apply, guess what? They are using the plan you brought to create the job description. So whom do you think is going to get the job? The person who created the job description, or you who is applying to that job? See what I mean? So when it comes to the jobs that are not posted, networking, creating your own path, right? So coming up with a solution to problems that they might have, right? And you might think, but Tedu, that is a lot of work. That really is not. Because if you say that is a lot of work, then it means you're not ready to do this, right? You're not, like, what do you have to lose? Just reach out to companies, talk to them. It's just an email that you're sending to them. Hey, this is what, I can do. And like, true story. So there was one guy kept reaching out to us at Eretmis Inc. with his resume and everything that he can do, and he will do this for us. He can do help with customer acquisition, blah blah blah. He used to work in the PCI space, and I looked like that one time. I'm like, okay. So we didn't have an opening for him, but I was leaning towards more of what he brought. Now, unfortunately, when we had such an opening, it's been a while since he reached out, so we didn't have his contacts and stuff. So everybody sees where I'm going with this. So we like, if we had his contact really readily available, we'd have just push him in there without even an interview or anything. I mean, we will interview him, but nobody even knew we had that soft opening. But it was because he was reaching out. And what did he lose? He probably found an opportunity elsewhere, but he was sending it out. This is what I can do. I know you are a QSA company. You need A, B, C, D. I can help you with this and this and that and that. Right? This is my resume, and then like I think he sent that twice, but around that time we didn't really. But we could see where we would need him, right? So but we didn't advertise any role out there, right? We've not advertised any of our roles, but we are able to fill them. And for us, we are a special case because we have an army of cybersecurity professionals. So we just draw from that. Now, there is really not a limit to which industries you can reach out and ask them about what they are doing. And then also, one thing that you can do for jobs that are not posted, informational interviews, right? So reaching out to different IT departments, seeing what they have going on and what they need. Even if you are not directly going to talk to them, you can go talk to their competitors because they're also going to be struggling the same way with cybersecurity. So what are you going to bring to the table? What can you do? What can you do to help them, right? And then also, so networking, we mentioned networking for attending conferences and other programs like that, doing meetups. So there are a lot of professional cybersecurity groups that also will do meetups. So for, let's say, for example, for our Eretmis Academy, alumni, if one of them happens to be in a CISO position and they want to bring in somebody to be a cybersecurity manager, where do you think they are going to look? They are going to turn back to their mates and their colleagues that they were in internship with, that they were in this with, who are in other companies, and bring them back in. So you see how networking works, and they're not even going to advertise those roles, right? Even if there is not a role, they are going to create one for them. So don't shy away from programs like what we are doing. Join professional bodies, be on different platforms, and network with people. Actually, even if you don't need anything from Frank or Jojo today, reach out. Hey, Jojo, how are you doing? To pick your mind and get some insight into how you got to where you are. Even on LinkedIn, you see people. Okay, he's a CISO here. He's a third-party risk analyst here. Reach out to them with nothing. Don't ask for anything. Hey, what books do you read? Right? How do you keep up with cybersecurity happenings? And they are all going to take time out of their day. Hey, yeah, John, this is what I do. Blah 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 blah. And then you tell them, oh, thank you very much. If you go to those places and you find some article that you think is, insightful, you send it back to them. Hey, I saw this, blah, 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 and this is what I think about it. What do you think? Now you're establishing a relationship, right? And they are like, okay, so this person is really, excited about cybersecurity. Oh, I think this is that. Now you just hit that going. If that person happens to be a security manager somewhere, or even if they know of an opening, they'll reach out to you. Hey, so what are you doing? There's this opening about this. Will you be interested, or do you know somebody interested? There you go, right? But it took just a little, pleasantries, and you trying to show interest in them and pick their brain on what they are doing and what they think about cybersecurity happenings and what is going on, right? Without you asking for anything. Don't go ask, if you send me a message on LinkedIn, hey, do you have any job openings in your, I'm not going to mind you. If you want job openings, go to Google, right? But if you reach out with some engaging cybersecurity thoughts about something, my opinion about something, I always have opinion about a lot of cybersecurity stuff. Yeah, I'm going to, and then if you keep coming back and now I get to, know you more, how you think, how you perceive things, how you analyze stuff. If I have a role, I'm not going to, I'm more comfortable with you because I know how you look at cybersecurity than somebody else who might be applying and come up with, all sort of stories and that I don't know whether they can do the job or not. But for you, I think even we have that relationship, so that is good, right? So for the jobs that are not posted, these are the tips and tricks how to get them. Right? So as you are applying to the jobs that are posted, and there are many of them as well, you also have to be developing yourself, getting into professional associations, getting on cyber chat, linking up with the Eretmis folks, right? Women in cybersecurity, Sans Talent, Cyber Talent, and other organizations like that, right? And don't just join and just stay there as a member, but interact with people, right? And don't be that person who goes to meetings and as soon as it's done, you just turn around and sit in your cab, home you go, right? You're not going to really get much out of that. Right? So, and we'll also reach out to recruiters, pick up their brain. Hey, what are some of the struggles in getting a cybersecurity professional? I'm trying to break into the industry. What do you think are some of the things I should do to position myself well? And you're like, you never know what is going to come out of that. Like I said, and Lumen also added to what Frank's experience. Recruiters are there, scratching their head like, where am I going to find these people? And you're also there like, where are these jobs? So if you're reaching out to some of these recruiters, you make their life way easier for them, right? And then you also get your opportunity that you're looking for in return, right? So direct outreach to target companies. We talked about that already. Contact security teams, hiring managers via LinkedIn, via email. And the trick around that is instead of just going to ask for a role, go and showcase what you have in terms of your skills, in terms of your knowledge, by engaging them in different ways, picking their brain on what they are doing and how they navigated or how they even got into cybersecurity. Just want to learn how they navigated their way, and also up to this point, how they keep up with what is going on. They will be more than happy to let you know. I think I quite remember a while ago there was one of I think the CEO of PCI. He was retiring, one of the big guys in PCI SSC. And like when I read his bio, he had a similar bio like me. He was in the military. He's done IT this long. He did, but he was a fairly older man. So I reached out to him. I'm like, oh, okay, great. I read your bio, and where, like in the military, where, like which MOS, or like what was your military occupation? What did you do? Blah blah. I was really interested in his story, how, and oh man, that man came back with like a whole essay. Right. And then at the bottom of it, he said, hey, if you need help with anything, see, if you need help with anything, right? I'm retiring, but I'm still around. I'll show you the ropes and tricks of, PCI and, the whole PCI industry. And yes, that was just me showing interest and reaching out and, engaging him on a different level without asking for anything. He came back and he said, if you need anything, reach out. And this guy knows some people, right? So if you need help, reach out. That doesn't mean you're also going to jump on, oh, I need a job. No, it doesn't work that way. Right. So engage him more. Let him know what you are doing, what he thinks about this. So if he gets to know an opportunity, he's going to reach out to you directly and say, hey, there's this role here, and I even recommended you. If you go there, tell them Joe said or Joe recommended you. That's it. End of deal. Right. So reach out to companies directly, reach out to people on LinkedIn. What is the worst case scenario? They are not going to reply. You move on to somebody else. Right. What really have you got to lose? Nothing. But if you don't reach out, you have a whole world to lose. Right. So on that note, I think we've looked at where to find these jobs posted online and the ones that are not posted online. Now you do a combination of both. Applying for the ones posted online. You can also you are going to be working on the ones that are not posted online, right? So on that note, we are wrapping up. And if there are any questions, you can bring it up. All the information for reaching us, joining the WhatsApp group, they've all been posted in the WhatsApp or in the chat. And if you need help, if you reach out on the WhatsApp group directly, you can book an appointment, do one-on-one with myself and our other folks. We'll be more than ready to help and assist, right? And if you've been through our GRC internship workshop and other programs and you were done and you went back to sleep, please, it's time to wake up. Right. It is time to wake up. Wake up, come back. Let's start applying, right? Let's start doing this because you are not done until you land. Even when you land your first cybersecurity job, you are not done. Your next role is to, jump onto the second and to the third. Now we have one of our students on here. For the past 2 weeks, he's been like the job magnet. He's had 2 jobs in a row, right? Goes to the interview and he has a job already. He goes to the interview with really nothing at stake. Goes there, tell them his peace of mind and what he can do, and they give him the job. Now he's struggling with them with the pay. No, I'm not going to take this. You have to increase it a little bit. And he's flexing his muscles because he can do so. And once he's done, he got another, interview. When they killed it, he's moving up. I mean, he's not going to be doing all 3 jobs, right? But you have to actually apply. You have to push. And as you are doing it, you are going to get better and better and better. If you have one job, your next hurdle is to apply for other jobs and just go to an interview. At this time, you don't have anything at stake. You just show up and you just feel, freely talk your mind and express what you know. Next, I have 3 offers, right? And that helps you to keep current in the industry as well. Lily, please go ahead. So whilst Lily is unmuting, kindly go ahead.
Okay, so thank you very much, Dr. Edu, for this session. It's quite insightful. So my question is around people who are outside of the US. I know most of the nuggets you've shared would apply, but do you have any specific advice for those who are outside the US who want to either work remotely in the US or in our various countries?
Okay, so if you're outside the US, my first take will be to get a job in your home country. Now, caveat to that, anywhere you want to work outside your home country, if you want to work elsewhere, you need, even if you're working remotely, you need work authorization to work there, right? Now, yes, some companies will sponsor you to get work authorization to work in the company, in the country that they are, right? But mostly they will pick people who already have work authorization to work than to sponsor. Sometimes they do sponsor, but it is, it depends on the specific case, right? And it depends on what role that they are bringing you in to do. Now, for your home country, what we've discussed apply even for the jobs that are not posted. It applies more to your home countries than the ones that are posted. Mostly some countries on the continent of Africa, they don't have much, in terms of jobs that are posted online. But if you go internally to the companies, they will have different roles, right? For you. We've had students through our partnership with ADDI. ADDI sponsored a couple of African students, like students on the continent of Africa. They were, I think, 10 or 8 of them. About 6 completed the program. Others kind of abandoned it halfway. But about I think 3 or 4 of them got jobs in their home countries. I think some were in Malawi, Kenya. They all got jobs in their home countries, and they are currently working in their home countries as cybersecurity professionals. Right? So yes, it's very possible for you to do that with the same tips and tricks, right?
Okay, thank you.
All right, Charles, please go ahead. And as Charles is about to speak, we're about to wrap up, right? So kindly go ahead, Charles.
Yes, sorry, the mic was playing. Yeah, so there is some job like, but they do not put the salary, and there is some with the salary. So when I was applying, I was more focusing on where there is salary. So what we're gonna do with the jobs, like we found online, but they didn't put salary. It's good to apply on that for those.
Okay, so mostly for whether it has salary or not, that really shouldn't matter, right? Apply to it anyways. Now, when you go to the interviews, mostly sometimes the first encounter with the hiring manager, some hiring managers will let you know, hey, how much are you looking for? Because this is maybe the max that we are giving for this role, right? So they'll tell you that when you do apply. The goal here is for you to get the interview. So the salary, or whether it is remote or in person, shouldn't change. Sometimes the salary might be even wrong. They might post 90 to 100. You go to the interview and they're like, hey, it's 130 to 160. Right. So if you didn't apply thinking the salary was that, then you just shot yourself in the foot. Ayo, please go ahead.
Dr. This is Andy.
Oh, Andy, go ahead.
I need to talk to you after the meeting. I'll call you.
Probably maybe tomorrow morning will be okay.
But you got the message, right?
I probably have to look. I've been off my phone for a while, so
Okay.
I'll take a
That's
look
why
at
I
it.
needed.
But noted. Yes, noted.
So
Right.
if you see it as an opportunity, call me, please. Let me know.
Okay. All right, Andy. Isaac, please go ahead. You are muted, Isaac, if you're trying to speak. Or and Estina, please go ahead.
Hi, Dr. Du. This is Ernestina. I have two questions, please. So my first, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So my first question is, I already have a previous LinkedIn account for my career. Now that I'm transitioning to cybersecurity, do I just modify that LinkedIn account or do I create a whole new LinkedIn account? That's the first question. The second question I have, sorry. The second question I have is, I'm in the boot camp. When will be a good time to start applying for jobs just for applying sake? Can I still reach out to recruiters now, or should I wait like when we are halfway through the boot camp? Those are my two questions.
Okay, so when you are halfway through the internship and workshop, you can start applying.
Thank you.
Right, yes. Isaac, please go ahead. And then Lumen. I saw Lumen's hand was up. Go ahead, Isaac.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah. So my question was when and where is this session going to be posted? But I think I saw something on YouTube. I don't know if it's the same thing, but
Yes.
yeah, I saw something.
It's streaming live on YouTube. So before we post the actual video, you have the live stream on there.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
And I'll give you a call too tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. Augustine, please go ahead.
Yes, thanks, sir. So the question that I have, right, is it how like is it really necessary to have an active LinkedIn account in applying for jobs? Like how what is the essence of how LinkedIn can possibly help
Okay.
me?
Thank you. So I think I forgot the LinkedIn question from Ernestina. So for LinkedIn, it's not a requirement to have a LinkedIn account by any employer, right? And that is why they have you send your resume, even though you have a LinkedIn, right? And your LinkedIn or your resume is not doesn't speak to the whole of your entire adult life, professional life. It's just a section of what is relevant to the job you're applying to, right? So if Augustine used to be a pilot and he got bored and he, went to do nursing and he's now a nurse. He got bored, changed to go do something else, right? On his LinkedIn, he might have the pilot one first. If he doesn't change it when he became a nurse, and he just have the pilot one and he's applying for a nursing role, and if people want to look at his LinkedIn, looks like but this guy is a pilot. But how is he? Right. So you can go in there and change it. You own your LinkedIn. You can change it to whatever you want. Right. Now, some people also say, well, my colleagues at work, my boss is my friend on LinkedIn, so he will see that I'm changing. So what you can do, you can deactivate your LinkedIn. So when somebody pulls you up, nothing shows up. End of story. They have to stick with your resume. Nothing else aside resume. And nobody's going to say, well, Augustine, we think you are a good fit for this role. Everything that you've said, you've done, you can do the job, but because you don't have a LinkedIn, we are sorry we can't employ you. Nobody's going to say that, right? So, but if you have a LinkedIn and it's speaking to you being a pilot and now you're applying to a nursing job, although you've worked as a nurse or you can do the job, but yeah, somebody would look at your LinkedIn and be like, yeah, but you were a pilot the whole time. So how did, but if I don't have a LinkedIn, I don't have a LinkedIn. End of story. Right.
Thanks,
So
one last question, sir. Thanks so much.
yes, go ahead.
Is there any certification that is a must as cybersecurity specialist, or at least expected of you to have?
No, so for certifications, if you revisit our last two cyber chats, certifications are not a requirement. Like they are not a hard requirement for most jobs. Now, for some government jobs, is a requirement, hard requirement, but those are just for very few jobs. But in general, in the cybersecurity space, you don't need a certification to be able to work or for employers to look at you favorably, right? If you have it, it's a plus. It shows you are a continuous learner, but really, it's not going to take away from you if you don't. That is why when somebody has 5 certifications and you have none, they will still bring both of you in for an interview, right? Why? Because they want to know what you can do and what you've done. You can have the certifications and still haven't done anything and don't know much, right? So they bring you in, and whoever is able to demonstrate that they can do the job is the one they move forward with, not the one with the certification, right? So if you have the certification and you go head to head with somebody, maybe it will give you some cool points to get the competitive edge, but really it comes down to how your delivery during interviews and being able to prove that you've actually worked on projects, right? All right, Lumen, please go ahead, and then we'll be about to wrap up. Mike, you go after Lumen.
Okay, so Dr. Ju, me, I don't have question. I just want to support 2 of your statements. Number 1 is the salary. For salary, please, everyone, just go online and do, just Google the salary, you'll see it. Especially Glassdoor do have a lot of those salaries, so you can see it. And also United States government also have, salaries for jobs, also online that can help you, so that don't be stressed about that. The second statement that I wanted to give also is the networking that Dr. Ju talks about. And I believe Dr. Ju said something about, instead of approaching someone and just saying, let me send you my resume. In fact, I do have one right now that is happening to me on LinkedIn. This guy keep bugging me, sending me message. He's sending resume. Can you forward my resume to your hiring manager so they can help? But I don't know you. I never saw you. He never asked me any question about my life. He never even said anything. But every time he keeps sending message, I'm like, and I just ignore him. But if he will have approached me like, hey, Lume, how you doing, man? How's work? Have you heard about this incident? I'll be like, what are you talking about? Okay, and I'll take a look at him like, oh, are you aware of this? And then he started approaching me. Oh, this guy's very knowledgeable. Hey, I want to, connect with him, talk to him, and bring him. So I just want to, Dr. Ju, to support your statement on that. That's all.
Thank you, Lumen. Mike, please go ahead.
Yeah, so Dr. Du, thank you. I just have a follow-up question with regards to the LinkedIn. I want just to pick your mind on why do you think recruiters will come up to a LinkedIn account to look it up? Because for most of the interviews that I've had so far, almost all of them I've seen that they came up to look at my LinkedIn. So, and on my LinkedIn, I just have a few information. I don't have like my previous work information or work experience on there. So I've been thinking about whether I need to put that up there. And the reason I don't put is because of the multiple tailoring I do, because I do tailor to every job description or opportunity. Yes. So I wanted to ask you, why do you think recruiters come up on there to look at a LinkedIn account?
So it has become a habit, right, in the professional space. And also for them, it's like they want to ask somebody, what have you done? Or, kind of have a feel of you. And the only place they can go to get that, LinkedIn is the platform that has made itself that, right? They can't go to Facebook and see your professional life on there. They can't go to Instagram. So LinkedIn has become kind of the standard. But really, LinkedIn is simply just like your Facebook, but you don't put Facebook stuff on there. You put kind of your professional life stuff on there. So if they check you out on LinkedIn and you are not there, they are left with what? Just your resume and you appearing for the interview. That's it. Right. But if they check you and you're on there, now they are looking at what you've done. So, and for them, they shouldn't use that to judge overall what you can do. Because like if George is here, George is a cybersecurity professional. But he's a professional nurse. He was a traveling nurse before he switched. He still has his license. Sometimes on the weekend he goes to help the nursing folks, and then during the day he's doing his cybersecurity stuff. So if George is applying for a nursing role and you see cybersecurity on his LinkedIn, but you're a cybersecurity, that doesn't speak all about George and what he can do, right? But that is what it has, come down to. So if you're applying for a role and for some reason you don't want to switch everything up on your LinkedIn to mimic or to follow exactly what you are doing now, you can deactivate your LinkedIn for the, application process. So when you do land the role, you can, bring it back up, and now you can, restructure everything on your LinkedIn, because now you are not working in your old company that you were thinking. If your boss sees this, then your boss will see you are doing a career move. So they will be looking at you funny, or right. So you can deactivate it. There have been a couple of students who've done that. If you check me out on LinkedIn and there's nothing, you are left with what I put in front of you, which is my resume and myself. Right. So there is nowhere else to reference from. Right.
Okay.
So yes. So hopefully that helps.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Yes. So George, kindly go ahead, and then Shaibi Omar will go after that. Right. Go ahead,
Okay,
George.
thank you, Dr. Edu. So I was also going to say that sometimes also what you have previously before entering to cybersecurity can also help you leverage. For example, when I apply to jobs, I apply to cybersecurity jobs in healthcare. I just had an interview, I think it was on Monday, where the guy was asked, so it was about medical device security. And he said, all the question is, how do you know about medical devices? I said, well, in my previous career, I was a nurse. So obviously I know about all these machines. That's why I have a better understanding. And it was like, oh, amazing. So you see, sometimes that also helps. So I say that to let everybody know that sometimes you can use that to leverage or not. So it all depends. Thank you.
Thank you, George. Very insightful. Omar, please go ahead. All right. So whilst we're waiting for Omar, there were some shout outs in here. Okay, no more nursing. Ernestina said no more nursing to George. George is Ernestina's goal. Okay, team lives. There are some team lives in here. Omar, please go ahead when you are ready. Kindly unmute yourself.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
Doctor. Yeah, thank you so much. This is Omar. Joining from Denver, Colorado. Yeah,
All right.
this is my first time. Coming to cybersecurity environment, and you see, I tried doing my research through YouTube, and fortunately, one of your videos just pop out. I went through, through all of them, about 3 of them. Now that just triggered me that no, I think I found where I have to join. And so like right now, my main purpose is I need a payment term. How do because I've already finished your basic ones, the one that you put on the website, free one. Yeah, I've already finished that one and got your certificate. So yeah, I want to become in the interim one that I saw you lecture one of your videos.
Talk about. Okay. Yeah, so Omar, we can talk offline. You can pick the numbers and the email on there, and we can talk offline.
Right? All right. Okay. All right. Thank you so
you're
much.
Welcome to Cyber Chat. And
thank you.
Hopefully we see you every Friday night.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, I'll do. I will.
All right. Yeah. So some quick shout outs here before we wrap up. Connecting on. Okay. So Timideo all put in. Okay. So some team lives from Danny, from Mike. Okay, LinkedIn. There were some questions about LinkedIn payment. Okay, so Omar was asking about payment, security clearance. Okay, so security clearance, we've talked about that. Young guy is saying I need a mentor. So mentors, there are a lot of mentors on here that you can grab from. Also talk about the US jobs. Okay, so Lillian, we talked about that, and Lumen also had some insight in there. And no, okay, 500 jobs, 3. Okay, applied for only 500 jobs and got 3 interviews. So Gade, if you apply for 500 and you got 300 interviews, then it means you have to really work on your resume, right? We had a student who we had a meeting and he was like, well, I've been applying to over 500 jobs, no interviews. I'm like, how? Okay, I was very curious. Really? Walk me through. Like, what are you applying with? A blank piece of paper? What are you really doing? 500? Well, I employed somebody from online and I showed him how to apply for the job. So he's doing the applications for me. I'm like, yeah, then you apply for 5,000 with no results, right? They will show you that they applied. Yes, and they did apply. But what do they know about cybersecurity? Do they know how to even tailor your resume to? You just give them job titles and they are just throwing your resumes at them. That is not going to cut it, right? You have to tailor, take your time and tailor it. So you can pay them all you want. That is not going to do the trick, right? Then if it's just about applying to every job with just one resume, then you don't even have to employ anybody. When you come back from work and you are sitting, in your couch watching TV, you can apply for 60 jobs with 60 clicks. Just click, 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 automatic applications. It is going to apply to everything, right? So you have to really. So we went over how to tailor his resume, and he took that and ran with it. And I think probably he's going to have some interviews pretty soon, right? So there was Bennett was asking, please, are these newbies like me here on with no IT background, no cyber? Yes. So there are a lot of no IT cybersecurity backgrounds who are able to do this. Why do job seekers ask for LinkedIn accounts? Or if you don't have a LinkedIn account, and I'm reading through the questions, right? That shouldn't be an issue, right? If you don't have it, you don't. Not everybody on here has Facebook or Instagram. Why is that an issue? On the LinkedIn side, yes, I get it, but it's not mandated by anyone. That is how they think they will be able to check on what you've been up to. But who put what you've been up to on LinkedIn is you. So really, for me, I don't really see why people put so much value on LinkedIn, because everything on LinkedIn you put on there, so you can put anything on there. Right now, it's all about what you can do and you, not what you are putting on LinkedIn. So ZipRecruiter, okay, these were some answers, and then I think we had some folks telling us where they're joining us from. So a quick shout out. We have George with Team Live, Army Strong, Nicholas, Team Live, and Finland. Yo, joining us from Finland. Okay, what time is it in Finland? Houston, Jacqueline joining us from Houston. Kwame joining us from Germany. Patricia from North Carolina. Great. Okay, we have some. Oh, Lagos. Chipuzu joining us from Lagos. Mudup. Then we have Michael joining us from Vancouver, Canada. Rachel from Maryland. For Leonard Wood. Wood. Nicholas and okay, Frederick, MD, Ian and Kwame. Thank God it's Friday. Milan, Maryland, and the list goes on. Oh, Kwame, Dr. Arini from Ghana, join us from Ghana. Thank you. It's probably past midnight in Ghana. Zoom user joining us from Maryland. And we have Rachel. Okay, happy Friday. Lillian joining us from Ghana. Andrew joining us from Cheetown, Canada. Martin joining us from Canada. Milan. Martin. Okay, and I think that is about it. So appreciate everybody's time. Wrapping up for this evening. Hopefully you got something for your toolbox. Next week we'll still be discussing one of the interesting topics in the cybersecurity space. And I appreciate everybody's time. And if you need help, reach out. We are here to help. Make sure you're successful in your transition. And like I said, for folks who've completed internship and workshop and other programs, if you're not applying to jobs, you are so wrong. Kindly reach out. You still have that window till it closes, right? Don't wait till 3 years, 2 years, and then Dr. Edu, now I've decided to come back and do it, right? We will still help you out, but it's not going to be like when you just completed and everything, all your momentum is, you are still on fire. So, Sheila, Worcester, yeah, I saw Sheila in there. It's been a while since Sheila has been hiding from Cyber Chat. Next week, Sheila is going to be your host, so she can't hide anymore. Yeah, right. All right. Appreciate everybody's time. Have a great and wonderful weekend. We are going to be at the same time next week with another exciting edition of Cyber Chat. Stay blessed, stay safe,